Hey guys,
I have this spike.
so here are some Sage tips. Sage is she's a Sentinel, right? And it's kind of iffy, because Sentinels as a whole are kind of meant to watch flank, or like kind of slow down pushes. And Sage falls into a category where she can do that definitely, but they're just kind of better agents. But Sage as a whole is a great beginner agent, right? And she's definitely someone fun where you don't need to like think too much. But she still has a high skill ceiling. Most notable one is her walls, right? You see a bunch of like TikTok and YouTube videos of like walls that catch people off guard, right? So here's just some like basic tips for if you want to pick up Sage, right? The first one, yeah, I see a lot of people go into site, and once the site is planted, they would like wall off the site.
Wall raised.
In bed wall, but you get the point. Where they try to wall off an entryway into site, and I think that can be good because it can funnel into here, but it can also just be very easily like it can be like updrafted, right? Or it can be like it can be a bunch of different things. And the biggest negative is it makes you kind of lose space, right? Of more backside, right? Like you do not want your whole team to be cramped up inside of backside, and making a wall entering that off kind of makes it so team over here can't retreat or they can't really move. They're kind of trapped here. So a much better wall is once you enter onto site, just try to wall an entry onto site instead of bomb, right? Just like one of these two walls, like kind of get lumpy. It's like stopping it from people like moving into site. This is the most basic one. The second one is a lot of people, which is great, right? Use orbs for defense, right? If there's a team pushing, right? Defense, right? You can also communicate with your smoke on retake for, let's say someone's like boat, right? You can have like your smoke, like smoke there, and you can like orb into the smoke and making it so that smoke is basically like not allowed to be entered, because as soon as they walk into that smoke, you will hear it, like you will hear it from a mile away. For heal, heal's kind of iffy just because it's so straightforward, right? Like there's not really advice to give on it. Like it heals, I think like 70 health, right? Which is great. Don't be afraid to use it over like someone who's 80, right? Because more than not, someone will die because they're at like 80, right? And 28 HP, especially in Valorant, can help so much. Like I'll see a lot of Sage save their heal for like if someone's at like 20 HP, right? Or like 50 HP. And a lot of times that opportunity doesn't really present itself fully. So sometimes it does. When it does, it's successful, but you have more of a better time just like healing, let's say like a 20 HP consistently, right? Third is I see a lot of Sages resing to bait, right? And I just don't think that's the best way to ult. Like, I think resing as a whole and then hoping someone swings, like that means if you lose that duel, not only are you wasting 7 hit per ult, you're also like killing essentially your teammate again, right? So it's very reliant on you successfully winning that 1v1. I think it's just a lot more safe to like fall it off and then heal. Also, I feel a lot of Sages heal like res at like let's say it's a 1v5 is a res and they'll make a 2v5, right? Like try to use your judgment on a reasonable ult, right? And the final one is since Sage, like the beginning of this intro, I said she's a very iffy sentinel. Try to like, if you like, let's say you walled, right? Let's say you already walled. You can always be the person to watch site or watch flank, because a lot of times you won't be running double sentinels, and only like it should kind of be your job to watch flank, right? And you can like kind of swing, just make sure no one's in back of the site, right? But yeah, that's about all. Sage is a very straightforward agent. Not really like many things to master the actual walls.